In chemistry, reactions are most important. And what are reactions? Reactions are when reactants change into products. But this change can be either physical or chemical. Are you confused about the difference between the chemical changes and the physical changes and how to tell them apart? Well, in this video, I'll be giving you some evidences or indicators with the help of which you can predict that it is a physical change or a chemical change. So let's start. To cut a long story short, a chemical change produces a new substance while a physical change does not. Or you can also say that in a physical change, no chemical reactions occur and no new compounds are produced. Let's try to understand this with the help of an example. If we burn a wood log, then after burning, a pile of ash is left. So here, the identity of the reactant has completely changed. That is, initially there was a wood log, but after burning there is a pile of ash. So in this case, we can say that the reaction is a chemical change. On the other hand, if we take a lemon and cut it into various pieces, then it is an example of a physical change because before also it was a lemon and after cutting also it's still a lemon. So like this, we can clearly tell that the change is chemical or a physical. Still confused? That how to predict if the change is physical or chemical? Are there any indicators? So yes, for a chemical change, the first indicator can be a noticeable odor. If there is some different kind of odor coming out of the reaction, then it means that it is a chemical reaction. Another change can be a color change. If you are doing some reaction and the color of the reaction changes, then it is an indicator that a chemical reaction has happened. Or if you see some gas bubbles coming out of the tube or even some kind of fizz is there, then also it is a chemical change. Another indicator can be the settling of the precipitates. For example, if you are doing some reaction and something has settled down in the tube, then the chemical reaction has occurred. Another indicator, or you can say evidence, of a chemical change is the temperature change. After the reaction, the temperature can either increase or decrease. So we can say that the chemical reaction has occurred. Now let's see for a physical change. The first indicator of a physical change is texture change. So if we have polished a piece of wood, then the texture changes but the wood has remained the same. So it is an indicator of a physical change. Another indicator can be color change, although it was also in the chemical change, but here the identity is remaining same. For example, if you are painting a car, then the car or the material of the car remains the same, only the color has changed. The third indicator can be temperature change. For example, if you are heating up a metal or an iron pan, then the temperature of the pan has increased, but the identity or the material of the pan has remained the same. So this means that it is a physical change. Another indicator can be shape change. For example, if you are folding a piece of paper, the paper has remained the same, only the shape has changed. So it is also an example of a physical change. The last but not the least indicator of a physical change is the change of state. It means that if anything is changing from solid to liquid or liquid to gaseous or solid to gaseous or any other change of the state, then it means that it is a physical change. For example, melting of an ice cube. Now let's see some more examples of chemical changes. The combustion, as I told you in the case of burning of a wood piece, the rotting of any fruit or vegetable, it is also chemical change. The rusting of iron is also a chemical change because a reaction occurs between the iron and the water and air, and the digestion is also an example of a chemical change. On the other hand, Melting of an ice cream. So as I told you, the change of the state is a physical change. So melting of an ice cream is also a physical change. Or shredding up of a paper, because before also it was a paper and after shredding also it remains a paper. Boiling of water, here again the state is changing from liquid to gaseous, and the chopping of any fruit or vegetable is also a physical change because the identity has remained the same. To see how much you understood the topic, you can click on a link of a worksheet in the description box, and if you scored well, then please like and subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon.